Oh, an NDIS plan involves, it's around a funding model really. When you're assessed with the NDIS, you might get a funding for the year for, say, coordination. So that'll involve you having a coordinator for umpteen hours a week, whatever you're funded for. And depending on your need for services, you might get that for 1 hour a week, or they might give you 3 hours a week, depending on what each individual is required.
Well, at the start, I originally had for someone to come in and help clean my house. And I think it was supposed to be for about 2 hours a week, but it turned out that after maybe a couple of months, I was actually doing the house cleaning myself. And so I wasn't requiring any of the support needed from my coordinator.
Well, I received some one-on-one sort of mentorship with some people at Karingal Services, and it was once a week to once a fortnight meeting for an hour, hour and a half with someone, and just sort of spilling the beans and talking and et cetera, and also there was some yoga and some gym stuff that I did too, and I also received $500 for a gym membership, which was excellent.
I have help with my house because I'm a hoarder and trying to keep on top of things, and I also have help where somebody comes and takes me out to access the community, and we pile each week 1.5 hours each week and put them together, get 6 hours and go to Melbourne. So there is some flexibility in the plan, and I've been able to go up and see in Melbourne the back lanes and also graffiti. We've seen some we've seen great things, and we have fun when we go out and see a different world than what I've got really just living on my corner.
Just the funding that I can do different things, even if I don't do them, because I suffer from depression and I'm not as motivated as I would be otherwise. I've got funding to do different sporting activities and attend different groups, and it's really good to meet other people, other Pathways clients.
I think one of the things which really needed to be updated in my new plan was around community access and definitely social outlets. They're some of the things I have really been wanting to work on, but just haven't really been able to.
The questions in the form you've got to give to the GP, it says, I can't remember exactly what it was word for word, but say, do you consider yourself to have a permanent illness? Well, I do, but not all the time. So it's probably going to be for the rest of my life, but it might only be 20% of the time that I'm impaired. And then actually that's an interesting point too, because the reason why I didn't get on the first time to the NDIS is because some of the questions were ticked no, and I went back to the GP and said, look, this question here, you've ticked no, but you've got to tick yes. And he goes, oh, but only when you're unwell. And I said, yeah, that's exactly right, and that's 20% of the time, and that's why I need the money to back me up when I'm ill. So you got to think like worst case scenario, so that what's the worst you've ever been? Not that you're going to be like that now, but just think back, be mindful, and go, well, I have been this bad before. Right now I'm good, but let's back myself up with the agency money or the insurance money, so that I won't get ill again, or if I do, I can nip it in the bud straight away.
I definitely have an advocate, someone who has a background in mental illness, or someone who, even just a family member or a friend who can go in and give you some support and ask the questions you might forget, or have a little bit of a plan of what you're going in for with the advocate. So do a little bit of research and sit down with your advocate and say, what is available to me and what do you think I need?
My advocate, every time the planner drew breath, she would say that I needed help to clean my house. So friends could come over, and I'm a hoarder, and they gave me that help. And so that was just wonderful. And advocates can help you keep on track so that you're not wandering off or you don't present yourself in too good a light, because mental illness has good and bad days, and you're obviously doing okay to be there at all, and they want to know what you're like on your worst day. So you need to be mindful that you actually tell them that. Life doesn't go swimmingly all the time, otherwise you wouldn't be there.
At the start, I thought it was going to lessen the control and choice, but I reckon now it's actually given me more choice, to tell you the truth. But yet again, you've got to know what's out there. You've got to know exactly what you can do, you know, and exactly what you need to do to maintain your mental health.
You're not limited to one place or to one organisation. You might get more benefit of going with 3 organisations. So the choice is yours, really. It's all up to you what you want to get out of it and what you put into it as well. There's so many different services available which I never knew about. So when I started looking, I spoke with my heart worker and she said, treat it like an interview. Pick out the services you would like to look at, such as I had a couple on my list, like the MI Fellowship and say Pathways or whoever you prefer to choose. And she said, treat it like an interview. You write yourself some questions, what you want from them, what they can offer you, and go in there and get to know some of the staff and people in that particular area. So that's what I did. I went into the MI Fellowship and I got to meet all the people and the coordinators and some of the volunteers there, and they were just for me. I found it very easy to link in with them. They were very understanding, they were very inviting. It's very important that you go with a organisation what you click with and who will look after you.
It's very good to go in as prepared as possible. Consider the person's needs and their goals, because they are different. Don't be afraid to ask for something. No matter how simple or difficult it is, ask for it. And be a bit insistent on their behalf, because if you're not going to be, they may not get what they need. And that's what we're there for, to support them and hopefully get their goals promoted.
I recommend the NDIS for anyone with mental health issues, whether it be just from anxiety or bipolar. It doesn't matter what sort of mental health issue you have, there's always going to be a gain, whether it be just having someone to talk to once a week, or to take you somewhere, or to link you in with services such as community groups to get you out and not being so isolated at home.
I'd like to say to people, give it a go, because they do want to help you if you can. They have like a big book with line entries of what they can do for people. So if you can match up to what they deliver, then, you know, they do want to help people. And if they help you, it makes your life a whole lot better. I'm so much better than I was 2 years ago before I started my plan. That have hope.